All right. Sorry. I'm sorry. Sinister Sidney.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. 2014. Well, we got married in 2012. First off, Laurie and I, we went out back in junior high. We were in theater together, things like that. And then come mid high school time, kind of, went our own lives and went off and what have you.
Lost track of each other.
And it was what, 30, 35
30 years.
30 years later. She started trying to stalk me and finding me. Sent out like 200 messages to Mike Ross's across MySpace.
There's a lot of them.
Oh yeah, there are. I have a club.
I know you do.
Yeah. Did you grow up in Raven Oaks? Did you grow up?
Does the name Dockweiler sound familiar?
And she found me, and we started chatting again. Funny story. So we started chatting again. Now, right at that time, my current wife at that time and I were splitting up. Hadn't been good for a while. It was, we were in the middle of splitting up. She wasn't aware of this or anything, but, we were just old friends, and I did some work on the computer store for her and that she worked in. And, oh, hi, Kev. And so anyway, I'm like kind of getting into her again a bit. And so I made some little post about something that I had made for dinner, and she commented, that looks good. And I said, well, I'll have to serve that when you come to dinner next Tuesday.
Oh, smooth.
And she's like, okay. And I was like, so, that was a, will you go out with me deal, right?
I didn't realize it.
She didn't know it.
Thought he was still married.
Yeah. And so when it was coming on, I think it snowed that night, didn't it?
It was going to snow.
It was going to snow. And I told her, you can go ahead and park in the further garage so that your car doesn't get buried in. And she said, well, won't your wife have an issue with that? And I'm like, okay, now I'm scared because here I have this date set up, and it dawns on me that she doesn't realize it's a date. She thinks she's coming to dinner with me and my wife. And so I'm like, oh shit. And I said, so we split up a while back. And
you asked if that would make any difference.
Yeah, I said, is that gonna change anything? And she said,
only what I'm gonna wear.
Nice. I love
that. It went from there. We got married in 2012. Anyway, her and I we both got into haunting back in like 79 when we were little kids, working in the run by radio stations, all charity haunts, local type thing.
Old school haunts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they were great. And we loved them. And we've always loved Halloween. So we got together and we started getting things, and I started being able to bring out my Halloween stuff that I had that the ex hated Halloween. So it was all packed away forever. And we had a night we decorated up our porch and all that. Trouble is, where I am out of town, we're just far enough out of town that nobody wants to go a quarter of a mile away from all the houses. So we got no trick or treaters at all. And we went a couple of years like that. And so we're like, I want to show off stuff. And we saw a posting from a guy in a town a little bit over from us who was selling off his haunt stuff.
Massive collection.
He had two lots that were next to each other. And he was Halloween and his wife was Christmas. And he would fill the entire yard with all of his Halloweens. He had animatronics. He had all kinds of cool stuff. And his wife had decided she did not have enough room to store her Christmas stuff, so he got rid of his Halloween stuff.
Oh, no.
Can you imagine?
No, I would cry.
We jetted over there and bought everything we could from him. And we said, why don't we have like this? I just wanted trick-or-treaters. That's all I wanted. I wanted my stuff. And so we set up in 2015 for a one night only, and Halloween happened to be on a Saturday night. So it worked out great. And we just started publicizing, and I set up this little path through. We have 5 acres, and it wasn't even a quarter mile long.
Oh, not even.
No, not even. And I just set up a path through our trees, and we put things here and there and everything. And he ended up coming up back around behind our house, then going down our driveway and walking back down the highway to your car.
Luckily, at the time, we had a teenage daughter with a lot of friends to help us.
Child army.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is nothing creepier than a bunch of kids decorating for Halloween when you give them free reign with things.
Oh, I just got my
Okay.
daughter
Wow.
like 5 years ago. Like she started as a 15-year-old. She just turned 20 a couple weeks ago. And like she was such a cute little innocent child, and now like she's terrifying. I'm so proud.
Oh, ours always has been.
Yeah.
Plus her and her friends, the haunt needs something, we just call her, and and her fiance, and then all the other kids of the haunt, the younger ones come down. It's just, here's 20 jobs. You have 2 hours. Go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. So we decided to have this one night thing and publicized it everywhere. Like I said, when I go into something, I go in hard. And so we publicized it across all the local groups and into Omaha and all. Okay. Also, Sidney is a town. It was a town of 1,100. It's a town of about 1,000 people.
Oh, wow.
40 miles south of Omaha. 20 miles from Shenandoah, 20 miles from Nebraska City. So it's just nowhere land. Nobody knows about it except for the Sidney, Iowa Rodeo, which has been going on. Last year was its 100th consecutive year. It's the longest running outdoor rodeo. And that weekend, or it used to be a week, but that week out of the year, all of a sudden there were 50,000 people here. It's died kind of over the years, but that's all it was known for. That's all anybody ever heard of Sidney for. So getting people here was an issue, but we had a great turnout that one night.
Yeah.
We had actually one of our biggest nights, even as a pro haunt. It's not our biggest, but one of our biggest nights was that night because they all had to come and see what was going on. We did. Yeah. I think we charged. We did charge because we took everything out of our pocket.
Yeah.
We just wanted to make back a little bit of money.
Donations, man.
Yeah.
No, we charged.
No, it wasn't donations. We actually charged.
I sat with a sewing machine desk with a cash box in the drawer and armbands in a box on the top of the desk and sold tickets and a little clicker.
That's awesome.
No, you didn't even have that. You didn't have the clicker. You were doing slashes the first year.
Yeah, that first night only.
First
you're right. We didn't get that till the first full season.
So anyway, it went great. It seemed to be a hit, and we looked at each other and said, "Let's do this. Let's do this for real." And so, because we had a great crew, we had I think we had like 45 people working for us that one night.
Volunteering
for us.
Yeah. We are completely volunteer based.
Volunteering for us that one night. We're like, I think we could do this. So I cut more of a trail, and we started out our first full season. We were about a quarter mile long. We expanded it. We took it away to where they weren't having to walk by our house and down our driveway and back down the
highway.
Yeah. So we rearranged things a little bit, and just every year we have worked on growing. We add every year. Whether it's scenes. I tried a couple of years ago. One year, I'm like, we're not adding anything. We're just going to enhance what we have.
How'd that work out for you?
Yeah, I think we added about another 800, 900 feet to the trail.
Yeah.
And a couple more buildings. And or was that the electrical?
That was the electrical.
That was we began running off of generators. I had, I think, 6 generators that ran the place. And a one line that came out of the house and went over, and an extension cord to, that kind of a deal. But yeah, a couple of years ago, we went full real power. We got rid of our generators. We ran power lines.
Poles everywhere and breaker boxes in different buildings. And
legitimate electricity. So we didn't have to worry about that. And we just keep adding to it, and that we've got our group of core people that are hard workers, which are, their family. Actually, some of them are family.
Yeah.
Right.
Our oldest daughter, Dusty, and her husband have taken over the back side of the haunt. They have 2 large sections, Scarecrow Alley and the Circus Tent. and they I
They
don't
keep
even,
adding to
I
it.
don't do anything to that area anymore. I'm not in charge of it anymore. It's just
not
okay.
ours
What are you
anymore.
guys doing this year? Let me know so I don't trip over something.
Oh, you need to buy stuff? Yeah, bring us the receipts. We'll pay you back.
Whatever, you know.
Nice.
And our core people are like that. Our wonderful our kid Cody, he has his section, the Green Hollow section. I
Nah.
don't know. I don't want to tell him.
No.
Okay.